What is going on, friends? This is episode 6 of our Man Cave, Take Courage and Be a Man. And so we've been talking the last several weeks, and I've been trying to make some time to finish this up. It's been a little bit, but I want to get this out to you guys because I think it's super important. And so we've been coming from 1 Kings chapter 2, verses 1 and 2, right? Where King David is talking to his son Solomon just before he's getting ready to pass, and he looks at his son and he says, I need to tell you 2 things, right? 2 things: take courage and be a man. And so this whole podcast, these first 6 episodes have been on this first 2 verses of 2 Kings chapter 2, right? Take courage and be a man. Take courage, we talked about in episode 1 and 2. Be a man, we've been talking about what does it mean to be a man, and we narrowed it down to these 3 P's: provide, protect, and persevere. Provide, protect, and persevere, right? 3 P's of being a man. Within those 3 P's are the 3 F's, right? The 3 F's, faith, family, and finances. So how do I protect faith, family, and finances? How do I provide faith, family, and finances? And then here's today. How do I persevere faith, family, and finances? And this is super important. I think it's super important because persevere means to move towards something. Well, let me give you the definition. Here's what persevere is, right? To continue in a course of action, even when faced with difficulty. And here's the last part. It's crazy, right? Even when faced with difficulty, with little to no prospect of success. To persevere is to move in a course of action, even when faced with difficulty, with little to no prospect of success. That's what it means to persevere. So as men, we're called to persevere. Look, I don't know if we're gonna win. I don't know if we're gonna come out on top or not, but man, I'm gonna work like we are. In the face of adversity, in the face of difficulty, with little to no prospect of success. And that's what it means to persevere. And so I want to talk, if I could, for just a little bit about persevering in the area of faith. We just heard this absolutely amazing message from Pastor Eli. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, I want you to go back, look at our Facebook, look at our YouTube, and listen to last Sunday's message. Last Sunday, you probably don't know when last Sunday was because you're probably watching this like a day or 2 or a week or a month or a year from now. So let me just give you the date. So July 16th, 2023. July 16th, 2023. Go back to our Facebook page, Changing Point Church, and listen to the message. He talked about continuing to row, like keep rowing, don't give up, don't stop even in the face of the storm. It was an absolutely amazing message. And so how do I persevere, move forward in the area of faith, right? Faith is a muscle, and it's something that we have to continue to stretch and grow, right? Faith isn't going to grow by just sitting here doing nothing. Faith is going to grow when we exercise it. What that means is when we practice it, when we put it into action, right? That's what it means. And so faith, the Bible says, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. We say we have faith, but we give up when we don't see the things that we wish for manifested. Faith is holding on and persevering, even when you don't see that thing coming to pass. You don't see that thing happening, right? So it might be about your marriage, it might be about your children, it might be about your job, your finances, whatever. And when things don't work out the way you think they should work out, you just give up. Faith is holding on even when those things don't work. That's exercising the muscle of faith. And so we as men must persevere in the area of faith. If our kids are going to have faith, they have to see you and I persevere in the area of faith. If our wives are going to have faith, we must persevere in the area of faith. It is our responsibility, you and I, man, it is our responsibility to model what it means to persevere in our faith. And so I think it's super powerful that David gave this to Solomon, like take courage and be a man. Part of being a man is persevering. Persevering where? In the area of your faith. Where else do we persevere? We persevere in the area of our family. Don't give up on your marriage or your children. We give up before there's time for you can't give up before there's a time for a callus to begin to develop. Oftentimes we give up way too soon. We give up way too soon. We stop because, I don't feel like I love you. We develop this callous in our life. Like, I don't love you anymore. I fell out of love, right? You don't give up because you don't feel it anymore, right? Love isn't always what you feel. Love's what you do despite what you feel, right? And so you can't give up on your children. You can't give up on your marriage. You got to continue to persevere in the area of family. We all know this. Like, we know this. The enemy is after our children. The enemy is after our family. And the enemy is counting on you to give up too soon. The enemy is counting on you to throw in the towel. Man, she don't listen no more. She doesn't do this, that, and the other anymore. My kids aren't hearing me no more. I'm tired of telling them. And so we just get tired and we give up. We begin to develop these calluses in our heart. We begin to develop these calluses in our lives. And so we just give up because we can't feel it. Like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. Like, you ever heard that phrase before? Like, I just don't feel it anymore, right? Quit operating on how you feel and operate on how God has called you to respond, how God has called you to be a man. Take courage, be a man, persevere in the area of faith, persevere in the area of family. Don't stop teaching your children. Don't stop modeling for your wife. Do not stop modeling what it is to be a man and to hold on and to persevere, right? And here's the last part. Persevere in the area of your finances. Way too often we stop giving because we don't see the results right away, right? We get stingy. We lose our generosity, right? And so what I'm saying is men, we must persevere in the area of finances. And part of that is giving. Don't stop giving. Don't stop giving. Don't stop being generous. Even when people aren't generous back. Even when you don't get the thing that you have been hoping for and praying for back. Hebrews chapter 11, man. If you read that whole chapter, it's a chapter of faith. It's super awesome. But it ends with this super powerful statement. Paul is talking about these men of faith, these women of faith, and how they conquered and how they shut the mouths of lions and the sea was split, and all of this stuff, right? They conquered the fiery furnace, all this, these men of faith. It's awesome. But then he mentioned the second group of people who had faith. He said these people didn't get what they thought they were going to get. They didn't receive the promise on this earth, but what they received was the development of their character. Right? It says that they were of good reputation because they didn't give up, because they didn't stop. Right? And so in the area of giving, don't stop giving because you don't see the result right away, or because you don't see the result. Now, here's what we don't understand sometimes as men. It's about us. We want to see the result now. We want to receive the gift now. We want to receive the promise. Now, what you don't see is that oftentimes your giving is creating an environment, is modeling for the generation that's coming behind you, and they're going to receive the thing that you never got to receive. But had you not persevered, had you thrown in the towel, had you stopped giving, then you would have never modeled for your children to give, and they would have never received the promises that God had for them. Watch this. David wanted to build a temple, but he couldn't build the temple. But it never stopped him from collecting the things necessary to build the temple. What he did was he set a foundation for his son Solomon to build the most majestic temple anybody could ever. But his dad didn't stop giving. His dad persevered in the area of giving. So I'm talking to you, dad. I'm talking to you, husband. I'm talking to you, young man. Don't stop being generous. Don't stop giving because you don't see the results now. You could be laying the foundation for a generation to come, and they're depending on you not to stop giving. Continue to give. Continue to give. Continue to invest. Right? In the area of finances, continue to invest. Don't stop investing. Invest in your family. Invest in your children. Invest in your wife. Invest in your local church. Right? Continue to invest. As you invest and you're laying these foundations down. And here's the last thing. When we are generous and when we invest, then I believe God enables us to become lenders. The Bible says that God has called us not to be borrowers, but to be lenders. And we can only become lenders when we persevere in the area of our finances. Give, invest, and God will make you a lender. Persevere. Persevere in the area of your faith. Don't give up, guys. Come on, push through. Keep on rowing, right? Keep on rowing. Don't stop, man, when it doesn't feel good, when it doesn't feel like I'm just not feeling. Man, bump that feeling and do what you know is right to do. Invest. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your faith, right? Hold on to your family and continue to invest your finances. Man, I love you. Hope this has been an absolute encouragement to you guys. This is episode 6. We are done with this part of Man Cave. I hope that you look forward to the next series that we'll start here real soon. And so check this out, share it with somebody. Go back, if you didn't watch all of them, go back and watch all of them. I believe they're gonna be an encouragement to your life as men. I love you guys. Peace out.